Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in our community, and today will be no different. You know, one of the most interesting things and creative things that's happening in our society today is the element of free expression, oftentimes done through drama, sometimes it's done through spoken word, and it is certainly done through music. My guest today is a spoken word artist, and she has recently released a brand new CD called Woman I Am, and I've been excited about talking to her for some time. Kimeko Farrar is here with us today. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here as well.
It's great to have you. Congratulations on the project.
Thank you.
And I know you've been at this for so long now. I want to talk a little bit about the journey.
Okay.
And so why don't we just start right there? How did you get involved with spoken word?
Wow, I got involved in spoken word really years ago, but I was just a observer. And I would go to the open mics, and I would even host open mics, and I would be the MC, but I never actually performed anything. And I think it was maybe 2010, after one of my mentors was killed at UAH. It kind of lit a fire in me, because then I just had so much to say, and I was like, you know what, it's cool to listen to what other people have to say, but I have so much to say myself. And so I got on the mic for that first time in 2010, and I don't think I've put the mic down since. So.
Well, that's a wonderful testimony for sure. And I think it also speaks to how sometimes in our experiences, there's something that kind of sparks in us. It kind of ignites a fire in us.
Yes.
Our experiences are so powerful in that way that the very thing that we perhaps never thought about doing, sometimes the doors open because of our personal experiences.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Everything I think I've been involved in, it was sparked by something. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that's a powerful thing. Well, of course, our community is very fortunate because there's lots of people in our community who promote the arts, and they certainly promote spoken word.
Yes.
I know my crew, the Art and Soul crew,
Yes.
hey, shout out to them.
Right.
It's important that the work that they do, the creative energy that they produce in our community is embraced, and it is well accepted.
Yes.
You go to these events, you perform sometimes, as you said, you've hosted some events. What is it that draws people to these events?
I think especially with the thing with Art and Soul, I am a member of Art and Soul. And I think one of the things that draw people to us as an organization is the community aspect, is the togetherness of it. And it's not just entertainment. Even though you're entertained, it's about coming together and having this kind of sisterhood and brotherhood together, and actually being able to commune with one another. I mean, for that 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I mean, we're operating in the same spirit. We're on one accord in that moment, and Art and Soul is very powerful in that way.
Yeah, I would kind of describe it as energy, creative energy with a purpose.
Yes.
Because you have the events throughout the year. Recently celebrated an anniversary last year, which was a big event.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and so we have we're in 16 years.
Yeah.
Now it's our 16th year. Amazing.
Time just kind of flies when you're having a good time.
Absolutely.
And when you're doing something good for the community. And again, the whole purposefulness of these things is there's always maybe a canned food drive. There's always a community focus connected to the entertainment creativity of Art and Soul and the work that you all do.
Exactly. And I think that's very powerful. I think each of us individually, I know that's what I try to do in our own way, even outside of the group, but in our personal lives and our private endeavors, it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same synergy with each of us and the things that we do.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of exciting to have a crew that you can kind of work with on one accord and
Yes.
move forward in a positive, dynamic way.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than a good crew or
Yeah.
a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only go so far without a good team.
That's right.
You know, and I think we all come together and work together because we understand the purpose.
Yeah.
You know, we understand what we're there for.
So tell me the inspiration behind Woman I Am.
Oh, wow. So Woman I Am came about really because I mean, every day, if you follow me, I mean, I am all about empowering, women, sharing those stories, giving them positive stories, or giving them, encouragement or inspiration. Sometimes I'm talking about myself, I need to be inspired or encouraged, or, too. So that the whole Woman I Am even came about because I'm like, okay, well, I have all these things that I want to say, and I have all these things that I want to know, or that I do know that I want to share. And I said, well, let's just put it in a project. This is actually my first CD. I come from a musical family. I come from a musical background. But this was the first time that I've ever stepped my foot into something that was musical. I'm more of the speaker type, and not the music type. And so I just wanted to kind of put both of those worlds together and come up with something that I feel wasn't really created before.
Yeah.
And so when you got that creative spirit, you just want to do something with it. And so that's kind of how this came about.
What was it like going through the work and making this product come to fruition?
So my producer, Craig Stevens, he and I got together in his studio in Hazel Green, and he said, okay, will you just come in? Because I had things that I wanted to do already. He said, well, you just come in, get on the microphone, and you just say what you want to say. You just say your piece, whatever. And he said, I will see what energy musically I get from you.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what we did through the whole album. Is I went in and I did my pieces a cappella, and he created the music based on what he felt me saying.
Wow.
And so he would create the music, and then I went in and recorded the final project after we agreed on the music. But it was very organic in that way. And so it was just kind of like how he felt about what I was saying. And of course, it's more funk inspired, R&B, hip hop. So it's some very upbeat tempos.
And it really kind of speaks to the whole notion of how you have a producer who has his own creative ideas about things and experience, and you as the performer who comes to the table with your ideas and experiences. And then you
Yes.
have these two individuals that kind of say, let's just make something happen.
Yes.
And then the product becomes Woman I Am.
Right. So I mean, I executive produced it, meaning that, of course, I had the control, over what tracks we were going to do, how we were going to fill in the blanks in between. So it's 14 tracks, but it's 10 songs. So just having that creative freedom and somebody kind of guiding me through that, I feel was amazing. Craig, I mean, he was the absolute best through this process, working with a novice musician.
All right, so I'm here talking to somebody who does spoken word and music now and producing a great CD.
Yeah.
And Woman I Am, again, congratulations. I can't
Thank
let you out of
you.
this experience without giving my audience a little taste of what you have. Do you have something for
Okay.
us?
I'm gonna do the just a little bit of the title track, the Woman I Am. We actually shot a video that we're going to be premiering soon for this piece. So I'll just do a little snippet for you. And in the poetry world, if you want to clap, if you want to snap, feel free to do that.
All right.
And so this is a little bit from Woman I Am. I am a woman, I am. Soft and sweet, but tough as sand, eroding underneath to form rock. Hard, tested, unbreakable rock, like black girls rock. We rock and roll and pump our fists. We write, compose, and produce hits. We rock math, science, and medicine, whether we're tan challenged or heavy on the melanin. See, I am a woman. Woman, I am.
I'm gonna give you some snaps and some claps. I'll
Thank
give you both
you.
things. Wow, that's powerful.
Thank you. Thank you.
As you find yourself in a position where you have a voice, and of course, everyone has a voice, but sometimes it's a matter of finding that voice.
Yes.
And be able to direct it in a way that can be beneficial. And you see everything that's going on around you. I know you have a very profound social consciousness, and that the things that you want to do are really directed to improving the quality of people's lives.
Yes.
What do you think your responsibility is through a project like this in terms of continuing to empower women?
Yeah. I think I have the responsibility to always be an encouragement, to always be an example of you can do anything you want to do. There are no limitations other than what your mind puts on itself. And so I think continually putting out that message that you can build and you can keep building and you can learn to do something well and then you can switch over and learn to do something else, that you're not stuck. That's what I want to remind people a lot. Just because you don't know or you don't understand doesn't mean that you have to continue to not know or not understand. So those are the things that I try to put out for people, on men and women. And those are the responses that I get back a lot of times. A lot of times we think we're doing something and we think we're giving a message, but when people come back to you, then you really understand what people are getting and what people need. And so I try to pay attention to those who pay attention to me to make sure that I'm really giving them what they need in their lives.
And it's easy sometimes also to take people as kind of one-dimensional, and they kind of compartmentalize people and experiences. I know you, of course, you're an engineer, you're a mother,
Yes, right.
spoken word artist, you're a lot of things. And you not only honor your commitment and passion to making people's lives better by pouring into them, but also it's a process of self-growth and self-development for yourself.
It absolutely is. I mean, people are sometimes amazed that I can be this engineer and then I could be this very creative and artistic person, but that's just because they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You know, and so once you see it or you continue to see it, then maybe it'll become a norm for you. So it's a norm for me, and maybe it can be a norm for somebody else, to all the other little girls, you know, out there who think they can't be engineers or scientists, and also have a little swag, you know, whatever too. There's no one way to do anything. So I hope I can inspire people to really keep believing in that.
Just before we leave you today, tell us how people can reach out to you to get more information about all the work you're doing in the community and the project that you just completed.
You can always reach me on social media. I brand everything under my name, Kimeko Farrar, so Facebook or Instagram. If you want to reach out to me for, you know, email, for performances, for speaking engagements or anything like that, I'm Kimeko Farrar at yahoo.com.
All right. Kimeko Farrar, she is recently branded as a first-time CD producer.
Yes.
And thank you so much again for being with us today and sharing the inspiration and encouragement and enlightenment about so many positive things. And thank you for the work that you do on behalf of young people and women.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this platform.
All right. Thank you. I want to thank you for being a part of our conversation today, and we hope that you have taken some notes and that you've been inspired by the conversation that I've had as well with Kimeko Farrar. We also hope that you'll like our Facebook page, where you can see a video of the show that you just watched, as well as behind-the-scenes shots of what happens once the camera stops rolling. For Impact, I'm Kenny Anderson. I hope you have a great day.